Well, I'm so happy that you're able to join our morning coffee. And I'm Suzanne Moore, the county librarian, and we were just going around talking about different things. So basically, what we've talked a little bit about so far are the veterans programming that we've been doing here. And we love to invite you to join us anytime. That takes place again every second Friday in the library. Want to introduce Aruna, especially she's new here in our library working through the spring semester. So Aruna, you can tell us a little bit about your program and what you're here to do.
But yeah, I'm interning through Appalachian State this semester, and I'm a social work student, so I'm going to be helping the library with just some of their community programming and making like community partnerships and outreach, and working with them with the NAMI grant and with some of the veterans projects that they have going on. So
it's wonderful. All the people that work in the libraries you know, for people that like the library, I love being at the libraries. And I usually spend winters in Florida, but this winter I'm going to be here in Wilkes. And but down there I got the brochure for my favorite library in Sarasota County. There's 9 libraries, and anyway, they gave a printout of some people I'm very familiar with, and one was a lady celebrating her 100th birthday, and her name is Angie Gerard, and she plays the piano constantly, it seems like, because she bought a piano and donated to the library and for the classroom. And we had classes, foreign policy discussion groups and things, and she'd be playing the piano for people coming into class and all that. And it's just wonderful. Our 100th birthday. And then we had another fellow they showed in the news, was Paul Hyatt, and he and I were in class together for ages, and he taught classes. He was a teacher in Indiana, and he passed away at 93, so it was kind of rough, but at least to stay kind of updated with what's going on around the libraries.
Burl, you're mentioning how much you love the library, and it's actually Library Lovers Month. Did you know that? Yeah, for public libraries to be recognized and to hear from our patrons what they love about libraries. See, if you would talk a little bit to the public and whoever's going to see this recording later about the library's veterans programming, since you've been a participant.
Well, yes, I'd like to say that I'm glad you brought this program from Ashe County. Apparently, we didn't have it before, and we certainly I appreciate it, and others also. But it's wonderful that we're doing this actually. And
it's okay. So the name of the program is Talking Service Book Club. This is what Burl's referring to.
Yeah, I should have brought my book. I'm sorry.
It looks backwards, doesn't it?
The book looks fine, standing down. Yeah, standing down. And I haven't read all of it yet, but there's a lot of stories in there. But I do like, I'd like to say that I like the programs you've set up with all the new reading topics for book clubs. And
well, I can't see the other image.
Yeah, and so that's good. And I took off the recently one of the titles that was listed was Tarawa, which is a part of World War II in the Pacific, the Marine connection there, and. Tarawa, when I was in service, the Commandant of the Marine Corps was David Shoup, was Commandant, and he fought in the battle on Tarawa. He was a Marine Colonel, and so there was a lot of lessons to learn from that, especially about the landings and stuff on these these islands. And so that's what I got interested in that, and I've already read that story.
Oh, I got it.
It's in there, I guess. Yeah, Tarawa.
I had to change the button so it wouldn't be like backwards. But yeah, the story you're talking about is one of many in this anthology. This, like you said, it looks like a big book, but there are 44 selections.
Yeah.
And maybe we haven't talked about the Tarawa one in our group. Maybe that's a good one to start with next time we meet.
Yes, that'd be good. It's not a lengthy deal, and I've read articles about Tarawa before, the landing there, and on the landing.
This is an opportunity for our veterans to get together and read and reflect and help understand, but also for anyone who's interested in supporting veterans or family members or caretakers or just anyone who wants to read and have a conversation and learn about these things. It's sometimes the information and the stories can trigger bad memories, but it's an opportunity to heal through conversation and understand, and helps us understand and appreciate what our servicemen and women have been doing to keep us safe all these years.
I know it hurts because I was in an outfit that lost people in Vietnam,
right?
Like 58,000 altogether. That's a lot of people. Hard. And the thing about it is, it was kind of senseless in a way, the way it all came about, because prior to that, they had the French Indochina War, which the French had outposts in Indochina and all of that involvement. And anyway, they wound up getting clobbered eventually and losing all of their territories in Dien Bien Phu, the big battle of Dien Bien Phu, and in 1954, I believe. But the French were fighting the guerrillas like we fought the guerrillas later, and we fought the Viet Cong. Apparently, but they fought the Viet Minh. They were classified differently, even though Ho Chi Minh was educated in France and stuff, the North Vietnam leader, and that we fought the Viet Cong. They called them Viet Minh during the French Indochina War, and we should have learned from that not to get involved more.
Right.
Well, my husband grew up in Wilkes County, and I got here as quickly as I could, as Ken Welburn says. And I've always had a library card wherever I've lived for any length of time. And it was one of the first things I did when we moved here to Wilkes in August 1988. And as our boys were born in 1988 and 1992, I made sure that we went together to the Tuesdays for Twos and had some really wonderful friendships come out of that. I'm still friends with a great grandmother named Rose Haynes and her family, and we met up because of library activities. But I'm the one who talked to you one day at the counter. I think it's amazing that you're going to do readings at laundromats and get kids involved that way. And I was involved with Smoot Park Pool Association for 19 years. That's the nonprofit group that supported Wilkes County's only public swimming pool. And we talked about it, but we never got it off the ground, a reading program there at the pool during the summer.
That was something very new that we just got funded for. And Elizabeth's already ordered a bunch of activities, books, and manipulatives, and we're waiting on the furniture to arrive. So our hopes are to get that installed and in place and up and going by March. It takes a
That's
little bit of time
amazing.
because we're ready. Yeah. But what it'll be is a kind of a opportunity when you're there with your kids at the laundromat, waiting on the wash. The kids, have something to entertain them. Well, we're going to have little tables with craft things and puzzles and games and books and information for families to help interact with your child. We're also partnering with Wilkes Literacy, and they'll be distributing some health literacy information for families, some programming with the National Alliance of Mental Illness, and we had funding through them to put on some virtual talks with virtual authors. We ordered some new books for our collection, and we're going to have some books to give away. And the theme for our book talks with NAMI, National Alliance of Mental Illness, is on resilience and overcoming loss and healing from grief. With the pandemic, a lot of us have had some hard times, and so this is a good time to read and reflect and try to persevere and move forward. But Aruna is going to be working on the floor as a community navigator to help folks that are looking for jobs. She'll be an assistant there with resume writing and job applications and just kind of giving some advice, and also being able to make referrals for community resourcing else before we wrap up our coffee talk.
It's amazing what you're doing, and everything you're doing is just so far beyond what I grew up with in New Jersey as a wonderful community library that we had and loved. But everything you're doing, I'm just thinking of the ripples that go out and how you positively impact all the lives around you, and how literacy brings up everybody and activity brings up everybody. And God bless you for all your work. That's
well, I appreciate that.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Lisa. That is important that everybody knows that we have something for everyone here, and it's a great team I work with at the library. And come back next month if you're not busy, if you're not doing anything. Join us again to hear what's happening in March, or ask questions or make suggestions. And I'd love to hear about any books that you all have read. Goodbye real quick. Have a good day.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day. It was great to see you.
Thank you. Thank you too. Good to see you. Bye-bye.